and I work down here at the Live Well Center as a personal trainer. And this is Trey. He is a fitness attendant. Hopefully we've met you all by now, but if not, come on down. Otherwise, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing chair yoga, partially seated, partially standing on my part, and then Trey will be seated the whole time. So that way you can get a little bit of both depending on what you're comfortable with. Just remember, like with any other exercise, don't begin a routine without talking to your doctor first and making sure that it's safe for you. And let's see, the only thing really else that you need is I'll have you grab a towel. And if you don't have like a towel like this, you can use a belt or anything else that's kind of just long that isn't really stretchy. So go ahead and grab that and we are gonna get going. Our first pose is called cat-cow. And to do the cat position, you're gonna round your back really big, like you're one of those Halloween cats, and let your head hang. And then in the cow position, you're gonna look up, arch your back. And to get the breathing for this, you'll first be seated normally, take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to be going into your cat position. So round back, head hanging, exhale. And when you're ready to inhale, then go into the cow position and take a big deep breath here. Are we ready? And we're gonna go ahead and start. So get that first big breath in and then blow it out slowly and go into your cat position. Now big inhale, arch your back, look up, and then exhale, round the back. Inhale and look up to arch. We're stretching out kind of our abs, our front part of our body. We're engaging our back muscles. So you can keep breathing and then go ahead and on an exhale, round the back. Here you're stretching the neck, you're stretching the back, the upper back, the middle back, maybe the lower back. And then on your inhale, look up. All right, and the next thing we're going to do, we'll use that towel or belt or any other thing that you might have. I'm kind of gonna hold on to it like this. We want it to go long ways so that you can reach, because what we're gonna do, and I will show you from the back view, you're gonna take this towel, bring it back and over. This hand is gonna come find the towel, and what you're going to be wanting to do is to pull back with that bottom hand, to pull down with it. So you're going from here to here, and that will stretch out your tricep muscle, which is the back of that arm. Now you can do this seated or standing. I'll show you the standing version. And if this isn't really enough of a stretch, then you can grab up higher on that towel. And you're gonna hold that here, taking deep breaths the whole time. See if you can stretch a little further, a little deeper into the stretch. Don't be afraid to take some big, loud, deep breaths. All right, now slowly come out of your stretch. We're gonna switch sides. So I'll show you again. Take the towel in your other hand, put it back and over, and then reach with that other hand, grab it, and pull down, stretching out the back of your arm. because it is good for all flexibility levels. You might just be like here, and that's okay. Or you may be able to get the hands all the way to touch the fingertips. See if you can go a little bit deeper into your stretch now. Breathe in and out. All right, we are going to come out of this stretch, and you can set the towel aside. We are done with it. All right, and then the next thing that we are going to do is some sun salutation arms, and that is going to go over the head. So you're going to get those hands together. Breathe deeply. You might want to look up a little bit. And then if you feel comfortable with this one, you can also try it standing. You're going to want to have the feet hip width apart. If you have them too close together, you won't get as good of balance. So keep them hip width apart. And what I always hear in yoga is that your body is going to go where your eyes are looking. So if your eyes look down, you're gonna tend to go that way. And so if you're trying to get those arms higher in the air, a good way to do that is to look up at your hands, up at the sky, and you will naturally move that way. All right, now bring the hands out and down to the side. And then into the middle. Take a big deep breath. And then you're gonna reach all the way up again. Big deep breaths here, looking to the sky. And arms come out to the side. Try to bring them back like you're bringing them behind you and all the way slowly down. And we're going to do that one more time. Hands together in a prayer pose, and then all the way up. Point to the sky. Big deep breaths. Look at the hands. And hands and arms coming down slowly to the sides. For our next one, we're going to have the hands coming together and then interlace the fingers. Then we're going to reach out and try to push with the hands out. Stretch here for just a little. You might be feeling this in your forearms, in your wrists. Could be into the hands and into the upper arms as well. And then we're going to raise them high. And again, look where you want your body to go. We don't want to be going to the floor. We want to be going up to the sky. Now, if you're looking up to the sky and it starts bothering the back of your neck, then just go ahead and relax it and look forward. Big deep breath. Now we are going to inhale, and then as you exhale, bend over to one side. Try to bend only sideways. We're not going to lean backwards. We're not collapsing forwards. Just straight to your side, and you should feel it all through the side body. Couple big deep breaths here. Okay, and as you inhale, bring it all the way up. And then exhale all the way to the other side. You should be feeling a little bit of burning in the arms. We're stretching, but we're also using those muscles. Remember to be going just sideways, not collapsing forwards and not arching back. one more big deep breath here. And as you take your next inhale, lift up. Look to the sky once more. And unlock the fingers, bring the hands down to the side. Okay, so the next pose I'm going to show you seated first, and then I'll show you the standing version. So if you're seated, you're going to make sure you're sitting at the edge of your seat, shoulders are back, you're sitting tall, feet flat on the ground. We're going to take our arms and put them out to the sides. This is the position that we're going to want to keep. And then we're going to bend slowly to our left side, keeping the arms at this angle. And then we're going to try to see how far we can get over to the side without collapsing forward or bending back, just like that last one. And then once you are at a place where you feel you can't go any further, go ahead and look to the sky. Look at your hand. Take some big deep breaths. And then you're going to go all the way back up to the middle and all the way to the other side. Taking some more deep breaths, looking up at the hand to the sky. Big stretch in your side body, in your back. And then bring it up. And now I will show you how to do that if you would like to do it standing. So stand up. We're going to go to the side of a chair. And we're going to start with those hands out to the sides and get a good solid base, feet hip width apart. And then we're going to do the same thing and just lean. And then you can use that chair as a support. And then you're going to go to the ceiling with the hand and with the eyes and breathe. Now on all of these, don't push it. If you're feeling pain, pull back a little bit. We don't want pain, we just want the sensation of stretching. Okay, now we're all going to come back to our middle position and the next inhale. So inhale and bring yourself up to the middle. And then one big deep breath here. If you are next to your chair, we're going to go to the other side. Let's see. Okay. And then feet hip width apart, arms out, and then we're going to go ahead and bend to the other side. Find the chair, and then looking up. Now I want to show you a modification just in case. You can stay where you are, tray, because this is just for the ones standing. If you are uncomfortable, if you can't quite reach the chair and you're feeling unstable, then go ahead and put your arm on the chair back, reach the other one out, go high, and then you can just kind of bend into the arm here like I'm doing. All right, now coming back up to center. And I'm going to walk around to the other side again. We'll do this one more time. This time, if you're standing, I want you to take a wide stance. So let's shoot for a little bit more than shoulder width. And I want you to make sure that your foot that's closer to the chair is just right up against it so that you'll be able to reach that chair when you're bending. So go ahead and put the arms out to the sides and then bend. Keep those arms nice and straight. Look up to the sky. Take some big deep breaths. If you're looking to try to go deeper into the stretch, then on an exhale, just reach a little bit further. Come back up. And then we're going to walk back to the other side. wide stance here on this side now. Arms out to the side and bend. Breathe. And back up. All right. Now we're going to go back to the other side of the chair for a different pose. So this is going to be a modified tree pose. We're going to be standing next to the chair with our hands on the chair back. And what you'll want to do is take the outside leg and you're going to set it right here on the lower part of the leg. And you can do that sitting as well. So I'm going to have you do it on the lower part to start because I want to make an important note for you. You can have this in two positions, this foot. You can have it on the lower leg or on the upper leg. But where we don't want to have it is resting on the knee. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put pressure on that knee joint and that is not safe for it. So I would say pick low to begin with and then come here. And if you are seated, you can go ahead and put your hands together in this prayer pose. If you feel really confident in standing on this foot, you can try it standing. But I'm just going to stand like this. Maybe put my arm out to the side. You could try an arm up like this. If you want a little challenge, but you're not quite ready to bring the hands together. Big deep breaths. Keep doing that the whole time. Try not to drop into the hip. I noticed that I was dropping into this hip, putting too much pressure on it. Try to stand really tall. If it's too much, don't be afraid to sit down. All right, I'm bringing it down. I'm going to go to the other side. So get a nice and stable foundation in that inside foot that's going to be staying down. Put the foot on the opposite leg. And I do want to point something out here. I'm not sure if you can tell from the angle, but my inside of my leg here is facing forward. My front of my knee should not be pointing forward. You want to get it pointing right out to the side if you can. Standing up really tall or sitting up tall, shoulders back. Go ahead and take that prayer pose with the hands if you would like to. Hand at the side, reach high. Whatever you prefer, and big deep breaths. Only a little bit more here. Keep it up. And bring it down slowly. Okay, so we are going to be doing a calf stretch next. And if you're sitting down, you can put one leg out straight like Trey's doing here. And you're just going to want to actively pull that toe to you. And you're stretching out that calf part on the back of the leg. If you are standing, what you want to do is step forward with one foot. The heel on the back foot should stay in contact with the ground the whole time. And then you're going to bend into the front leg. Or if you already are getting a stretch at this position, go ahead and stay there. This is preparing us for our next pose. If you're feeling unstable in the standing position, something that you can do is widen your stance. So imagine that you're making more space in between the feet, like this. That will help you have a wider base. All right, now we're going to switch sides, so switch legs, and then I will step my other foot back and lean into it. Try not to arch your back too much here. Keep breathing the whole time. Try to keep your shoulders back. The further back your shoulders are, the more room your lungs have to breathe. All right, standing back up tall or bringing your feet back together in the seated position. This next one we're going to be doing totally seated, and this is going to be a combination of two poses that will turn one right into the other. So we are both going to turn to our left. So the way that we'll get into our position is step that left leg out. Well, for you we'll call it the right leg if you're mirroring us, but step the leg out and turn. And then you're going to take this foot, turn it this way, and then step it back. So hopefully you're using a chair without arms here, because if you have arms, they are going to get in your way. So for this pose now, we're going to try to extend that back leg to a straighter position. It might not get all the way. Just remember, you don't have to have your heel down or anything. You're going to want to be on the toe. And then our arms are going to come out, so put them both in front of you, and then have your hands pointing this way, palms are facing each other, and you want your hips to be facing the same way as well. We don't want them to be opened up this way, because that's what we're going to be doing next. So we're going here, and we are staying here, shoulders back. Big, deep breaths. Now take that arm and then bring it all the way back. So on me and Trey, it's our right arm. And then we're going to open up the hips. And so we're going to face our body. So our legs are the same. Our arms are open up. And then the hips are opening this way instead of closing. Just did Warrior 1, now we are on Warrior 2. Be as tall as you can. You're going to be feeling it in the legs, in the hips, in the arms. This will get you working all over. All right, we're gonna go to the other side now. This is the last set of poses we'll do before we go into our recovery pose and are finished. So, turn the other way, step the foot in front and the other foot in back. Get your bearings, make sure you're nice and balanced before you start using the arms. And when you feel ready, reach the arms forward and have the palms facing each other. Try your best not to have a very severe arch in your lower back because it's going to start getting sore. And if it's really hard to do that with this upright position, you can bend a bit forward. Just don't drop those shoulders forward into a hunch. Few more breaths here before we go into the Warrior 2. And now we're opening up the arms and the hips. Readjust the legs if you need to. And breathe. You can turn that back foot a little bit. We are almost done with the hard part. All right, and now slowly come back to your forward sitting position. The last thing we're going to do is a forward fold. So I want you to make sure that your feet are flat on the ground, and then you're going to go ahead and lean forward, lean, 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 and then once you get all the way down, you're going to drop the arms, then drop the head, and let it hang. Make sure you're keeping breathing, big deep breaths here. We're winding down. You should be feeling a stretch all across your lower, middle, and upper back. If you're really flexible, or if you've got really long arms, then maybe bend the elbows so that you have more room to go deeper into the stretch. Now, before you roll your body up, I want you to open your eyes. That way we are a little bit more oriented and might not feel so funny as we come up. So once you've got the eyes open, then you're going to try to roll your body up from the bottom of the spine up to the head. So head rolls up last. So start bringing that body up, up, up. Slowly rolling it up. Big deep breath. A couple more times. Be sure not to stand up right away here. You had all the blood rushing to your head, so make sure that you get oriented to being upright before you try to do anything. So a few more deep breaths. All right, we are finished with this yoga class. I hope that you enjoyed it. Stay safe and have fun.